Well, on the subject of a tank, I'll tell you when I unquestionably will have at least one, probably 2 tanks on my next cultists playthrough. What I found in the cultists was you are set for hit points and fatigue through all the bonuses that you get from the cultists. But what you really need is melee stars and the ability to actually do damage. So I would be using swords on most, if not all, of my cultists. The extra chance to hit from the swords will be nice. Give them great swords, but good. Shot. Right in the face. Hold the line, boys. Let them come. They'll come. Aren't they charging? They should be charging. We so much outshoot them. In 4 warbows against 2 short bows and a little tier 1 crossbow. But still, that shows you fucking low level lads. I'm not careful, that marksman could get an angle. But just fucking run at him. I don't think so. Not yet. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. They don't have anything in the way of archers that can really hurt me. Just the one little crossbow there. I don't know. Just I remember hearing that from somewhere, right in the mush, or like right in the chops. Shot in the face. Mush being a word for, slang term for face. I imagine mush might have a slang meaning that could not mean face. Although then that could also then apply. Means not face. Maru, come shoot that crossbowman. He's the only ranged guy I'm really worried about right now. That probably wasn't necessary, honestly. Just the guys who are in range of the crossbow. Open angles here for that crossbowman, so he needs to go down this turn. Ow! I think it's a British thing. Right in the mush. I want to give you guys a crash course in South African slang. There's actually a game being released by a South African game developer called Brew Fighter. And brew as in B-R-U-H. In my brew, the quintessential South Africanism. It's meant to be like a Streets of Rage, Double Dragon type of beat 'em up thing. The cartoon aesthetic. I think I should check it out. Even if just to support a South African game developer. This whole morale breaking because someone stands next to you thing is annoying me. Guys are supposed to be badasses. Oops, sorry, Aegis, careful. We're gonna dagger this guy down for his armor. No, fuck it. I do need the money, but I don't feel like it's worth it. No! Nice one, Levitsmere. Headshot. Dead. Well, believe. I think there's no champion in this group. In fact, champions are one of the better ways we have a chance of getting legendaries. Ah, jeez, Comatose, you've been listening since... It's almost 2 years ago now. We did the As Brothers podcast. You're right, so much has changed back then. I was still able to use quick hands for shields. Oh, the glory days. Oh, okay, that's not surprising. Seeing one of your comments get obliterated by a warhammer also make me run away like that. But still, that's one of the biggest chain morale breaks I've seen. Shielded nerds. Oh, that damage. After fighting those undead, this is so much easier. Wait, how did I destroy his armor so much? Oh. Like, if we're just going off of the audio sound, I need to show you guys my Faith Militant all mace. Well, there's one flail, but it's all mace. Just that wonderful deep thunk of the two-handed mace is so satisfying. Especially when you have a whole line of brothers just going thunk, dead, thunk, dead, thunk, dead. You don't get to clear out AoE as much, the two-handed warhammers, but the two-handed maces. But it's noticeable, like when I was fighting orcs, being able to daze multiple orcs every turn, it's noticeable how it lowers their damage output and thereby increases your survivability. I would agree with that. The orc flail does have the best sound. It's got that deep thunk, but then it has the high note, that little blink towards the end. +4. Round 50. What shall we take on Kota? I think Archer. Bow Mastery. But Anton, it is time. Yes, shall we do a patrol? Let's do a patrol. The orc laughter does make it more scary, but if your lads are using it, it's accompanied by your laughter. I need another long axe. We're using long axes. Five, 6, 7. Let's take the delivery mission because this is to that village off to the west. Okay, well, I was thinking of Dawntal. Hopefully, we can get ourselves a hunter. But hustle back to Blankenstead. We might still be able to do that. Troll. And I wish I'd kept the clip. I might be able to dig it out somewhere from the YouTubes where this was back when brigands at robbers do this. It's a 3 skull. There's a chance of a champion. This was back when peasants and caravan hands would just sprint forward towards any enemy that's on the battlefield. And there was like 8 caravan hands and 1 orc warrior. And that orc warrior with his flail got stuck into the caravan hands. They just ran out ahead of my lads. By the time this orc Berserker was in range of my boys, it had like 4 or 5 stacks. Rage. Okay. Nice, civil war upon us. Okay, we need to do this so we can get involved in the civil war. We'll make a fucking fortune. Yes, the Manhunter. Good. That's a lot of marksmen. I think we'll do this at night. We'll take our best of the best here. Whole arm use. Actually, you know what? I'm still gonna back my boys to outshoot. Have them come towards us. The prospect of moving towards them. In fact, 7 to 10 marksmen. If we get super unlucky, and there's like 7 to 10 level 2 crossbows, get nasty. I think you can survive this. Have you got? He doesn't have nimble. Let's not underestimate those 7 to 10 marksmen quite easily. Next base. Hang on, have we got bandages? And we've got iron wool. Okay, let's have the bannermen carry the iron wool and then the polearm guys carry the bandages. If I need bandages, I should just know. Go polearm. Should I include some poisoned oil here? Why not? Oof, I hope Manhunter has a nice Warhammer for us. Come on, two-handed Warhammer. Legendary two-handed Warhammer. Okay, multiple marksmen during the day with height advantage. Kind of thing that nightmares are made of. Ooh, that looks like fancy shiny armor. I'll have that. I've never seen that green. Is that the lindworm covered heavy armor? That could be one of the best armors in the game. These RNGs. I don't ask for much. Well, that's not true. I ask for a lot all the time, but so nice. How are we going to do this? We are going to disarm something. I'm most concerned about that. Can't reach it. Scale armor is okay. It's not great. Don't want anyone getting stunned, that's for sure. Use my archers out in the open, but there you go. Worth it. That was a risk, but it paid off. Ah, I shouldn't have shot. I could have got an melee attack off. Make that mistake again. Right, now how much damage are these marksmen going to inflict? There's only one tier 2 crossbow there. The rest are short bows. Did that dude try to move? What? Well, if he wants to give me a free Warhammer shot, then, you know, I'm not going to say no. And I need Emmanuel to have a big hit here. It should make 73 aim shot. Not the person I was aiming at, but okay. Got to use poison, lol. Are we? Who's worth disarming here? No one actually. That might be. I'll decide. I'll see what kind of state he's in. I actually do feel like I need to indom because of that military pick. Gotta respect the pick. Nice, agree. Okay, so no need to disarm that guy because he's come over all dead. Just choppy chop. B2527 is very good. I mean, I hardly need to tell you this, but anything that is above the 10-to-1 ratio is amazing. Oh, dodge. Okay, these are the kind of missions we need to look to take on whenever we can. 3-skull brigand missions. Come here, brigand champion. Nice dodge. Get him! How is that dude in the way? That angle. No sense. Yeah, the poison kind of not needed there when you're busy one-shotting these nerds. Who's gonna go toe-to-toe with this dude? Well, I'm gonna run straight past him. Mop up all the... That makes me sad though. This piece of shit better not flee before we're ready to actually dagger him down. Keep throwing toothpicks, it's totally fine. The least threatening thing he could do. Oh yeah. That's also one of the nice things about the Faith Militant. All those two-handed maces. You're breaking ribs, you're inflicting severe concussions, you are cracking skulls. When you wound with the Faith Militant, whoever, yeah, they are completely and utterly combat ineffective. I mean, minus 50% to pretty much all your combat stats. Fleeing anyway, so. I can't wait to have 4 archers to just be able to pick targets like that and do pretty much whatever I want. It's funny because, like, I think if you take the crippling strikes on that team that I've got, the crippling strikes, all it's going to do for you is give you the ability to wound things like Orc Warriors, which is great and everything. But when I'm fighting the Orc Warriors, it feels like, with my maces, just the raw damage and the inflicting of the daze is kind of enough. I mean, I'm sure I'll be singing a different tune when I'm trying to take on the Sea of Tents, but... I mean, like, all the other organics you're going to fight, like brigands, you don't need the crippling strikes to inflict wounds with the two-handed mace. I think I could actually find space for that in my build on my heavy armor lad, because it's clear that the heavy armor guys can get away with not having steel brow. The daze is amazing. I mean, it's just a flat-out damage reduction in the enemy. And lowers their fatigue. It does so much good stuff. What am I doing here? I should be knocking this guy down. No! What I had in mind. Any chance I can get a Bull of Hammerinden as well? I don't... be a little bit respectful. We've got no armor on Emmanuel. Get this nerd. At least force him to spend AP on breaking the net. You could just attack twice here in Emmanuel, but the big Warhammer, it does have the numbers. Some him as a precaution. Feels so good to have so many tactical options. Manhunter, give me your legendaries. Don't damage that precious armor, lads. We've all got nice little daggers. Might his armor. We might get the hat. Need a net on him. Come on, hold him in place. But it looks like between this leader and the champion, they had an argument. Okay, you take the hat, I'll take the armor. What do we got here? It's okay. 314 for 27. That's pretty good. It's this piece of layered armor belonged to a famed mercenary once. Its high resilience and flexibility make it a remarkable piece of craftsmanship. It even comes with extra pockets. That'll do nicely, and it'd free up a bit of extra fatigue. It's me, but 76 he already has it. That armor might end up going on to Pumulus. Right, Pumulus Indom. Garbage, even with 2 stars. Have to do, but I mean, I need to put the what's it, armor lightening thing on. Look at the difference here. 4. Right, Pumulus, welcome to the front line, my man. Do we not have a better hat? 200, 215. 280, yeah, it's much more like it. Indeed they do, but with, let's see, 66, that cleaver. It was Russian, two-handed. The Pumulus is okay. I mean, his fatigue, but I mean, with 2 stars we get up to 60, and his melee skill is okay, but that's a daytaler for you. I kind of sprung for him when we bought him because his stars were mostly where I needed them, and he was bright. But he will eventually get replaced anyway. He's certainly not a superstar, this guy. Minus 27, and that is 38. Big difference. If I put the way less attachment on there, that would only take it down to like 25. What I do need to craft here is a less damage from ranged attacks attachment. I thought I already made one of those. Strange. Okay. You're absolutely right. Even with a wolf pelt, that'll do just fine. Right, Nixus, you're up again, mate. Where's the superior hat there? Come on, Anton. Give us a nice famous armor, please. Right. Okay, the polearm. Keep leveling up these lower level boys. I'm really struggling to level up my low level lads. Or just finding fights that they can actually survive in is the trick. We're probably going to have to turn to the tactic of just training up like 1 or 2 guys at a time at the most and just chucking them in full plate and just having them stand there immobile but tough. Seems like the best way to get them through a fight. Look at how cheap these warbows are. What? Another heavy crossbow? I've already got 3, I believe. 1, 2, and there's here we go, 3. What a crazy position to be in. I can actually afford a 3rd tier 3 crossbow. Nah, don't need it. Don't even need it. Look at these tools. Ooh, do I want to turn this other guy into a cultist? Who? Paragon sitting with Onimaru. What is Onimaru? Yeah, fine. Gave him some extra resolve. I forget what Onimaru was. I think he was a day tailor or something. Marksman, Raiders, leader. Not worth fighting. Yeah, it might have been a poacher. Yeah, might have been a poacher. Offload all this junk. Come, give me a escort to Blankenwasser. Over Valheim, no thanks. Love of brigands, not worth it. Come on, we're gonna find another legendary one soon. If any of you lads watching happen to know whether there, I'm almost certain that there's a cooldown between getting a tip for a legendary between the next one coming out. I wonder what that cooldown is, or whether it's entirely random. Oh, brigand thugs in there, lol. This is hunt down the unholds, that we can do, and it'll give us some unhold bones. Nice. Okay, so we've got 2 lads in heavy armor on the front line. Slowly but surely getting there. Seems random. Okay, interesting. Is there anything else that I can use the Lindworm bones for? I need the poisoned oil for Lionheart potion. Okay, good. I've still got. I want 2 of each crafting item reserve. Prices, that's outrageously good. Sometimes we found some legendaries here. Look at these prices, 1800 for a 2-handed flanged mace. Damn. I think I should hopefully get a... Ooh. Lindworms, 3 skull. Go fuck up some orcs. I want to get this ambition done so I can take part of the war. Don't need any of that stuff. Ooh. 314 for 28, that's pretty much the same. I could buy another noble mail for nice and cheap, but seeing as though we are trying to remove all the light armor guys, but arguably I would need 5 sets of noble mail at least for the back line. Eventually we want 5 sets of noble mail, 7 sets of heavy armor, so I'm going to go ahead and buy that noble mail. $314 for 28, and this one is $314 for 27. Okay, slightly better. About the same. We have here. Oh, Precious Hunter. 1 star. If he rolls max, I don't know if that's worth it. I've already got 2 other archers on the way. Resolve does nothing for him, just loyal sucks. Good for greenskins, whatever. Fatigue, it's fine, he doesn't really need it. No. Worth a punt for 1600 gold though. And my other 2 bitch archers are going to get up to like 64 at 5, 61 at 4. That is true, he doesn't mind being on the bench, but he's not going to spend much time on the bench as an archer. Who's next to get leveled up? Now that Pumulus is finally on the front line. 94 range skill out gifted, that's very nice. I've already got 2 lads though. The thing is, I think if it wasn't for the presence of these 2, who will be okay, I want the superstar of the superstar. I want stars in fatigue, I want stars with ranged skill, I want maybe ranged defense or hit points. And if he starts at 59, which there's no guarantee he will. Cowboys are in much better space here. It's orc hunting time. Ideally I want to patrol, but I'm not going to say no to just running out into the wilds, slaughtering orcs. If memory serves, we actually found a few small orc caves. There you go. 1, 2. Oh, hello down here. Is it 3, 4? 3. 4. Beautiful. So that's exactly why I leave the small little huts of the particular enemy types at certain times. And that patrol is still available. Wonderful. 438 for that copper. That's almost double what we paid for it. I love the caravan hand background. It is so good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do need pikes though. And let's just think about this, because if we are fighting a whole mess of... Let me just think here. If I'm fighting a whole mess of Alp, then I need multiple tile ranged weapons. So that counts as 1 because of the Fangshire. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need one. Just get 1 more whip. And I don't have to hang on to these pikes, but arguably just give the pikes to the trainees. Yeah, which they all have. Right, let's go set out into the wilderness and go slaughter some orcs. Do I need to paint any hats? Yes. Maybe we could paint over a legendary. God, look at all this shit. I even need that lamella, I don't. And kite shields, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to be 3 in reserve. I can actually sell 2 of those kite shields. Unpainted kite shields. It would, but knowing this game and how it works, it'll be like, okay, painted legendary, it's now no longer legendary. It loses all of its stats. Oh. Yeah, patrol the road, patrol the road. Hopefully from here it's Hammerenden, because Hammerenden should have the weaponsmith. We could go by... Ooh, nice, another noble male. Beautiful. I need to buy 1 more noble male and I have all the noble males that I need. And now leather scale is actually becoming obsolete. It's been the standard for so long. And y'all believe that shit. Damage ink has come a long way, oh, we really have. We have here... Brigand hunters. Here. Taking the patrol mission seems to bring the brigand hunters out of the woodwork. Oh, hello. Bitter Maimer, flail two-handed. See, but base damage though. Plus 28% chance to hit the head. But that base damage of 40, it's just too low. This impressive two-handed flail has little left in common with the farming tool it originates from. It appears to have been designed by an experienced fighter and built by an extraordinarily skilled craftsman, very close to the one that I saw on my offline. I offload any of this stuff. Really. This is so far my favorite background. Just the economic difference is amazing. I mean, the economic side of it is the weakest part of my gameplay. Strong, yeah. I appreciate that a bit of help. Orc Young and some berserkers. Pack in the archers will be fine. Actually, maybe the Polon boy should come along. If Samon and Koto use aimed shot, they should be able to hit those berserkers. Question: do we take a spear wall? Answer: no. Just beat the bejesus out of him. I'll tell you what, if I find a two-handed flail that's 52 to 104 and even happens to have increased chance to hit the head on top of that, you're making a decent argument to be able to, you know, have a dedicated two-handed flail user just for that. Don't hit the head when he's not wearing body armor. Using Indom a lot in this fight. Whipped. Headshot again. Like, no bueno. No bueno. I'll be hit from here. I wouldn't mind because they would be at height disadvantage. Oof, famed two-handed axe. You'd just be one-shotting everything. But as you guys saw in the last playthrough, which I forget what I called the last band, that famed hammer that I had was something else. Oh, I love that thing. It was amazing. The 13th Legion, indeed it was. Man, if I could just get my hands on that hammer again. Okay, this is looking a little scary, my man. Back there. All you gotta say is that hammer. Actually, that was a waste. He wasn't close enough to be able to attack. I'm not that confident as to go up against height advantage. He can get one attack off, can't attack, so I don't think I need to use Tom. This light armor with the Lindworm scale looks a little weird, doesn't it? Stack of rage, it is. Oh, piss off. So often does his berserkers. It just got scary very quickly. Oh, I should be throwing axes, never mind. Can I attack that bad? No. Provide support. I'm worried about him coming up here. I'm scared. Scared. A lot of berserkers. Okay, that's my guy who has fancy feet. Heavens. Arguably a net would have been better there just to hold him in place. Get fucking shit mixed, mate. The thing with the orc flails is they hurt until they don't. I mean, like, I can tell you how frustrating it is for me. I feel like when I use the flail, if it rolls minimum damage, it's 40 damage. It's like, eh. But you're out there, if it rolls towards max, like 100 damage, and it hits the head, 150 damage. Mathematics, you can cut me on that. Okay, gun, yeah, you have to tank this, my man. Oof. Anyway, we can get a disarm. Oh, nice dodge. Weapon. Oh yeah, he's done. Severe concussion. Good. Good, 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 good. Whenever I see this, I can't help. My little brain thinks, we're bold with 7 torturers. Do it. Do it. Do it. It does kind of stink for a two-hander, but you'll notice that a Warhammer has comparatively low numbers. But as we've seen here, the Warhammer is all about that armor damage. And the amount of damage that just flies straight through armor. I love my Warhammers, and no one's going to change that opinion. I do think, though, if you go for Warhammers only with 7 lads up front, you're going to run into damage problems. Get wrecked. Well fought, boys, well fought. Oh yeah, it is so satisfying just taking one swing and seeing an entire Orc warrior's armor go from full to 0 in a single weapon swing. In there, marksman, raiders, and a leader. Time to heal up and yeah. Injuries? Nope. A bunch of Orc young. Wait till the next morning. Oh, wait till the next morning. What I think is an interesting discussion that can be had is, well, that's you've just take the words out of my mouth. Great Axe versus Warhammer, and that's the point of my quote unquote Viking offline playthrough, where it looks pretty much the same, except these Warhammers are Great Axes. 1, 2, 5 Great Axes with cleavers in between. I still think now cleavers are going to be in every single build I ever do, just because of how off the charts useful the disarm of the whip is. So like when I use the Great Axes, I feel like the Great Axes feel superior to the Warhammer in every single enemy type fight, except the super heavy armor Orc warriors. In this build, do I wish I had switched out my Warhammers for Great Axes though? No. Love my Warhammer. For the Emperor! The other all-weapon build I want to try is all great swords, but I feel like I kind of already know how that's going to work. All great swords is going to be great for the numbers, and you know, especially when you're fighting unarmored targets, man, you're going to wreck. But it's just going to be so no fuss, and also extremely fatigue intensive. But then again, if you can round swing and split, you can potentially get 5 stacks of reach advantage. I have, Wolfric, I have. I actually should maybe think about, well, again, if I didn't have an impossible amount of games to play. Actually, because I played Total War Warhammer, I finished it with the Empire and with the Orcs. And I'm kind of done with that map. I think I must play some Total War. But again, this needs to take a break again at some point. XCOM campaign has to finish. But I think I have to do Darkest Dungeon. I've got to finish the Mordheim. What else have we got on the go? I just can't help but think that if I made my Great Axe build, I'm really going to hurt when it comes to fighting the heavily armored types. Good Comatose, did you see that final episode I did of my human Mordheim playthrough? Where we were doing so well, and then it came to that bullshit mission with the succubi, where if you just didn't happen to bring a full squad, all of them with mental resist trinkets, it's just impossible. It annoyed the shit out of me. Griff, I think I'm gonna do another half an hour and then I'm done for this evening. Blood Bowl, I feel like I might have to buy CFS and Virtual Viking. Because, I mean, today is a week and they haven't finished their game. Warhammer 2.3. What's 2.3? I know there's Warhammer 2, but what's Warhammer... Is there Warhammer 3 coming as well? I might do a YouTube playthrough, but I've promised myself and some of the other lads that I have to do Darkest Dungeon. It's such a classic game and it fits perfectly with what we play. And Thea 2, I need to go back to Thea 2 at some point. Thea 2, that looks like they keep rolling out the updates. Every time I look at the install thing, it says, oh, a new update, new update. So. I did a Darkest Dungeon a while ago, and then it kind of petered out. But I feel like now I know the game well enough that it won't peter out again. I saw Christopher Odd play Warsaw. It looks a little raw still. I'm going to give it a while. Like, there's definitely the core of an excellent game there, but... okay, so they're making 3 separate games combined into a massive campaign. So what, you go from Total War 1 to 2 to 3, or just from 2 to 3? Nice dodging, Aegis. Wow, 1, 2, 3 combined craziness. Love Total War Warhammer. Orcs is the best. More shooters. More Dakar. Sorry to be saying that as I'm busy slaughtering orcs, but sorry lads. You guys are between me and a payday, so. Honestly, I don't even know if I would want to play combined. I mean, 1 is already so long, and I think I should probably play Warhammer 2 first. It's too many games to play. I miss playing Dota so much. I really want to get back into Dota. Also, I wish I could get more viewers together to play Rust with me, because Rust is such a clowny game. It's infuriating, but it can be a lot of fun as well, and it's one of the few multiplayer games I can play with my shitty ping. I think what I must do is have a set day a week that's just for viewer games. Because Sunday we're doing Dungeons and Dragons every Sunday. But I think maybe when we complete the current D&D playthrough in 2 or 3 more sessions, we're going to take a few weeks, maybe even months off to plan a really and properly Battle Brothers themed Dungeons and Dragons. And in that time that it's a break, maybe then we can games with the viewers, like games where the lag doesn't matter too much, like Deep Rock Galactic, Rust. I promise you, Griff, if you play Rust enough, and if you role-playing is the most fun. Like, I love watching Pyrian Flex, his viewers, because they play as the orcs, and their whole thing is they shit. They suck at everything, they're incompetent, they just run around, and they have a lot of fun. But yeah, I get out, it's not everyone's thing. I have to admit, I think Blood Bowl 2 might not be my thing. I've been struggling so much with Blood Bowl 2, and I'm working so hard to enjoy it, but I'm sure it's pretty obvious from the last couple of games that I've played. I'm hating it. I'm absolutely hating Blood Bowl. You really shouldn't have to force yourself to like or play a game. I keep telling myself to just man up and fucking, you know, play better and get better at the game and I'll enjoy it more, but... Oh, God. Well, yeah, the RNG is super annoying, but I'm beginning to appreciate playing these... Ooh, should we get involved in the war? Let's get involved in the war. House Gotha. Well, the thing is, with how angry Blood Bowl is making me, my concern with the tabletop is that I might actually get into a physical fist fight with the person I'm playing against. I think, how much are they offering us here? 1,600. Go aggro against House Gotha. I don't mind that. Let's do that. We'll wait until the morning here. I want to see if I can get another Sele helmet. Well, in my last game with the elves, I kind of had an epiphany on just how wrong I was playing them. So I'm hoping I'll do better in the next round. What's up, Spunkmeyer? I'm sorry that you've just arrived because I'm just about to end the stream. I'm coming up on 4 hours now. I'm getting a bit tired. Also, I didn't even mention to you guys, the reason I haven't streamed for the last few days is that things at my work are kicking off in such a big way. It is fucking mental. Today was one of those days we're having multiple phone calls with colleagues, and you know, there's people in tears, emergency meetings being called. It's craziness. What do you want from us? It's just hearsay, no interfere. Work, man. Bad, very bad. I can't go into details, but our bank is on the cusp of an inspection by our regulator. And there was a huge miscommunication with regards to the scope of the inspection. So my entire larger department were under the impression that we would be outside the scope of the inspection. Now they're actually showing up and going to start doing the evaluation day after tomorrow, and we found out today. Now the other departments who knew they were going to be inspected have had 18 months to prepare, but now the phone call this morning from the execs were, okay, you guys have a day and a half to do 18 months of prep work. And if you fuck it up, the bank's going to get fined millions. People are going to go to jail and you're going to get fined. No pressure. Fucking yikes indeed. Luckily, I'm not too concerned. I've only been there for a year, and I'm very big on audit trail. So when the shit starts flowing down and the execs are starting to say, it's not my fault, person below me, it's referred to all the emails from the higher ups. That's one thing I'm glad about my legal training. I'm very good at covering my ass. Okay, friends. That's it. We're coming up on 4 hours. We've just hit day 300. Let's evaluate. What progress have we made? It's super disappointing that these light armor lads need to be replaced. Especially if you look at these accuracy numbers. There are some promising new lads, though. Goliath is not going to have the fatigue he needs to be in heavy armor, but... What we can try is maybe we can get... Who's the other Warhammer? Here we go. Elstier. I think we should power level Elstier. Hang on, so Levitsmere is supposed to be on the outside flank. It's power level Elstier. Once I've got 2 heavy armor guys on the outside flanks, the lads on the inside flanks take a little bit less heat. And actually, man, it's such a pity I put that attachment on there, not realizing how little armor there actually is there. Because look at that, that's 200 armor for 17. That's pretty damn good. Anyway, we need to fight a few more lindworms, but of course, at this point, we're pretty much in a default position where if we come across tree men or lindworms or any of the high tier enemies in small enough groups we can fight them safely, we will. I think that the next 3 or 4 sessions are going to be all about power leveling Kota and Simon, because then we're going to have 4 competent archers. Not great, but competent. And Elstier. Nexus is going to be amazing. I really think he's going to be good. 96 at 7, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 times 16, plus a quarter, 20, so 130, 120 odd at 11. And then you add 40 to his resolve with a potion. We're going to keep grinding out the second wind potions for the biggest of the big fights. It's clear that I need second wind potions on all of my frontline guys for those serious fights, because using Shatter and then Smite is a lot of fatigue. 23 plus 12, and you have to use Indom sometimes as well. I very much like the two-handed cleavers over the one-handed cleavers. So at some point we need to do some grinding in the northern lands to fight Chosen to get their weapons. I mean, 65 to 85 times 2 is just so much better than 40 to 60 times 2. And we've got one of the 3 heavy armored torturer guys. David, yes, I've played the dwarves once or twice. It was surprisingly worse to play as the dwarves than against them. Everyone hates the dwarves, and I don't, oh god. Anyway, my intuition was that I would love the elves, just because in a lot of ways they're just a human team with better stats, you know, 2 less blitzers. But if I'm honest with myself, I only know one way to play Blood Bowl, and that is to bash. So I kind of need to improve and get past that and learn how to do more than just bash. So round 3 of my Blood Bowl game is going to be all about playing keep away in the passing game. Okay, enough. Friends, thanks for watching. No stream tomorrow night. I'm having a braai, or a barbecue as you would say, with my friends. Friday night and Saturday night I'll be back there. Friday night we're doing XCOM. The XCOM campaign is really heating up. I'm worried. They completed that dark event that puts two pips onto the Doom counter, so that campaign might wrap up before we can do Friday night XCOM, Saturday night more Blood Bowl, Battle Brothers, sorry, then Sunday night Dungeons and Dragons. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.